Hey everybody, Robert here. Or Justin if you know me personally. It depends on what walk of life you're in my life. I want to jump on today and talk about something that happened a few weeks ago that I find interesting and that the person who I helped found interesting too. I used a pendulum, my necklace, my pendulum work, to help her find something. And I had never done this before. I only ever used a pendulum to talk to my subconscious, help me find things, figure things out, but I've never helped anybody else with that. So one day she walked into work. I have a day job with my hypnotherapy practice, and she asked me if I could help her find her lost engagement ring. She needed to wear it soon, but for the life of her, she couldn't remember where she put it last. I said, okay, we can use hypnosis to regress you and figure that out. It's pretty basic hypnosis technique, but it was kind of urgent, and we couldn't really do hypnosis at that time. It was during work hours. She just walked in. I was working, whatever. So I said, okay. I had just finished listening to the audiobook called The Emotion Code from Dr. Bradley Nelson. He's a 30-year chiropractor that uses ideomotor and muscle testing and magnets to help release trapped emotions. And yes, that is a real thing, trapped emotions. What's generated here needs to be expressed or it's going to be suppressed and it's going to cause havoc in the body. And the main thing behind that is whatever emotion is being trapped in whatever part of the body, those cells are vibrating at that level of that emotion. So you may be having a great day, be happy, joyous, whatever, but you have lower back pain. Why? Well, in this modality, in this way of looking at things, the back pain may actually be trapped emotion that's causing tension in the body, in the area, which causes blood restriction, which causes disease and all kind of issues. Anyway, that's a different video. So I just listened to Dr. Bradley Nelson, and I said, okay. He uses a technique where he will connect subconscious to subconscious so we could test and kind of determine where the issue lies. He uses muscle testing of some sort. I prefer to use my pendulum because I'm used to that more. So knowing that we could connect subconsciously, I said, okay, let's go in the back. And I showed her how to use the pendulum. At first, I tried to have her use it because it might be easier to have her own subconscious answer her. But for whatever reason, maybe she was too tense, too stressed. She couldn't relax enough to let the pendulum move like it needs to. I said, okay, well, with the knowledge of Dr. Bradley Nelson and my studies in quantum physics and quantum entanglement, which is basically anything that was once one can be separated from, for light years away, and they're still connected. They're still quantumly entangled. Where if something happens to one, it happens to the other. If I spin this way, it's going to spin this way on this side. I can't really explain it past that. I'm learned in this stuff. So knowing that we are quantum entangled, all of us, because we were all one before the Big Bang, and that I can use the pendulum to connect subconsciously, that's what I did. And this is why it's really important to learn from different people, to read different books from different doctors, different whatever you're into. Learn from as many sources as you can. That way you can have things to choose from and pick from when you need it. So I use Dr. Bradley's technique of connecting the subconsciousness, which is basically just with the ideomotor or the pendulum, saying you are that person until you get a yes answer, or with muscle testing, a strong response. So I sat there with my pendulum, figured out what a yes answer is, and I'll call her Rachel just for safety and privacy's sake. I sat there and said, I am Rachel. I am Rachel. I am Rachel until my pendulum gave me a yes answer. That tells me we're connected now. And then I used yes or no questions to kind of determine where the ring was. Is it in the house? Yes. Is it in downstairs? No. Upstairs? Yes. And kind of narrowed it down to the bedside table. And when I said that, it kind of snapped her, like her memory kind of snapped back. She said, oh, yes, that is the last place I saw it. Thank you. So I said, okay, go check it out and see. So we ended it there. She went home. Next day I asked her, she said it wasn't there. I said, okay, maybe we didn't connect correctly. Maybe I didn't do this correctly. All kinds of things could have gotten away. But I was still questioning, like, how is that possible? Because I did it with her, and then the same day I went off by myself and repeated the process and got the same answers. So, with or without her, I still connected and got the same answers. So, it come to find out that the ring was still in the same area, but it had been moved by somebody else, by her husband. So I was able to access her subconscious, access her memories, and tell her her own memories. But if I had taken it a step further and probably asked, has it been moved by somebody else since then? We would have probably got, you know, a yes answer. We could have went further into that. But the ring was in the same area she left it. It was just slightly moved. It was bedside table in plain view. Last time she saw it, last time she did anything with it. But her husband had come in and moved it under the table for some reason. Maybe they were cleaning something or whatever. I don't know. But she found it under the table in plain view. So it was still kind of correct and kind of not. But I just wanted to share that with you because I thought it was really interesting. I was able to connect subconsciously to her and pull up her memories and get a yes or no answer through my pendulum, through my subconscious, through quantum entanglement and all that. And it's really interesting. Uh, I'm thinking about, maybe marketing this, but I don't want to be seen as a psychic or something like that because I'm a hypnotherapist. I'm a mind body practitioner. I'm a healer. I want to help people. Um, but that's really why it really is important to get as much information as you can from multiple sources. Because if I had just stuck with hypnotherapy and just with my background and everything, I would have had to use hypnosis. But because of my other studies in psychology, quantum physics, whatever, I was able to kind of combine everything into something that worked for us. And I do really think that if I had asked a question like if was it moved after or something like that, then I would have got a different answer because me and her husband were all one, so I might have been able to connect it somehow. I got to play with it more. But I just want to share that video we'll share this video with you because we're living in times where science is proving the mystics and the magic correct. They're not different things, just one is expressed without science, one is expressed with the mystical element in the mind. But they're all the same thing. Science, in my opinion, is just the exploration and explanation of the things that are naturally going on anyway. So it's not out of the realm of thinking that um, the mystics have been doing this for so long because maybe a time in the past, maybe during the times of the pyramids or whatever, we had these great technological advances, um, that maybe the science was saying the same thing as it is now. Of course, that's tinfoil hat stuff. That's things I'm not really sure about. But I do find it interesting that even today we cannot recreate the pyramids. We can't. All these megalithic structures we couldn't do today, which tells me they had something amazing going on in the past. Anyway, that's really about it. Just want to jump on, show you guys that, tell you guys that, and express that it is possible. It is possible to connect subconsciousness. It's possible to use a pendulum, motor responses, and that's really it. I thought it was really cool. I connected her subconscious to mine and pulled up her memories in a truthful way. Just didn't know that somebody else had moved it. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the story. You know, I didn't really go into too much detail with it because it is with somebody who probably doesn't want to be talked about too much, at least not openly like that. So I had to get rid of a few details, but that was basically the gist of it. Connect the subconscious, got the answers, and she found it in the area where she last saw it, but it was just been moved. Take care, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. I got a website, my email, waltonhypnotherapy@yahoo.com, Walton Hypnotherapy on LinkedIn, YouTube, obviously, Facebook. I think I said LinkedIn already. Yeah. Anyway, Walton Hypnotherapy for all of those. If you want to know more, I got a blog. I discuss all kinds of topics. Excuse me. And would love to answer any questions and help people in many different ways. I'm certified in a lot of things. I want to help as many people as I can. Anyway, guys, take care. Have a great day. Hope you enjoy the story.